Hey everyone, Kittle just made a huge update which includes vector tools and a shape builder. So these are the things that we've been asking for so long and they finally did it. I'm going to show you all these new features in Kittle and more importantly how to use these for your t-shirt design. So let's get into Kittle right now. Alright, so here we are on Kittle. I'm going to show you everything, all the new stuff. First things first, I'm going to just do a new project and open it up. And it opens it up pretty quickly like this. And we're gonna pick the print on demand size just because we're gonna do a t-shirt. So we're gonna do that. That's what I like about Kittle. It just knows the right size. You don't have to put in the board right here. And there it is, merch by Amazon t-shirt size. Cool. The first thing I wanna show you is the vector path editing. So easy way to show that is to pick up shapes here. We're gonna talk about shapes more, but I'm just gonna pick one here. And we'll just pick this one right here. Now you can see there's corners and things like that, but if I double click, there are these paths right here, and I can just, they're turned into vectors, and I can change this to whatever I want. So check that out. I can also double click on here and add another path, or another point, not another path, but I can keep doing this and making changes and whatever, because it's a vector. Isn't that cool? So you can start with a shape and then change the shape to whatever you need. So that's really cool. You can also do this with any SVG in here. How do we know if it's an SVG? That's a great question. So I'm gonna come in here and basically those that have the colors. So if you come in here, you can see that it has an illustration color. That means it's an SVG. So I just double click on here and I can move the paths. Any one of these. Anything in Kittle's library that's an SVG. So let's go pick one that's a little more difficult. Let's do this one. Look at that. You can change the color. Great. I can double click on it and I can move it. Look at that. I mean, you may not want to do that, but you may want to, maybe this leaf is in the way. Guess what? We don't need that leaf anymore. This leaf's in the way. Maybe you have something like you could totally get rid of that leaf without the eraser tool, just making it a vector so that you can come back in here and change it. Isn't that cool? And save that. So that's vector editing tools, pretty easy. Anytime you have a vector illustration or shape, you can change anything on it with the pen tool. Basically, I'm going to show you the pen tool, but it just changes it into vector and you can move things around and add points and move things around. So really, really cool. Manipulate just like you would like on Illustrator or Affinity Designer, which is amazing that they got this finally. All right, next thing is rounding corners. So now when you go back to the shapes, you come in here, a lot of these, you can just round the corners as as big or small as you want. So there's a bunch of them that have rounded corners. The star right here, you can see, just pull it, rounded corner star. This triangle here, pull it. Rounded corner triangle. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, this right here has corners. So anytime you see a corner, you can basically round it. So it doesn't have to be sharp. It can be like that. Does this one have it? I think, yeah. There's another one, big star. Boom, look at that. And you can round this part too, right there. So really cool. A lot of these have them in here already. You don't have to like type in a number or whatever. You can just visually do this and change it on the fly. Just really cool. So you can make gears with this one, which is kind of a nice, kind of neat right there. All right, speaking of gears, let's do a shape builder thing. So now they have shape builder. So let's say this looks like a gear, but you know what's missing is a circle in between. So I'm gonna get a circle right here. Let's go back to the top. Now I'm gonna put this like this, and I'm gonna color it white so you can see the difference. So right now that looks like a gear, right? So, but what happens is if you color this, you'll notice that's white. It's not knocked out. But guess what? You can knock it out. So this is the new shape builder right here. And there's 4 right now, and those are union. So union means putting them together. So if I hit union, they're just gonna be that because it's the same shape. But if I move the shape like this and put it together, you see it makes a different shape. So that's union. Let's connect all of these. This is subtract. So it will subtract the shape that's above from the shape below. So this is what we want actually. So I'm gonna hit this, and there you go. Look at that, knocked out. Isn't that amazing? I'll show you the other two. So this and this, you would have to select both, and then this, intersect. So right now there is no, the intersect is that circle, but I'm gonna do is move it out like that. So now the intersect is kind of this part where they overlap. So you'll see that's the overlap. That's pretty cool, right? And then the next one or last one is exclude. So now that same shape is going to be knocked out of these two. So watch this. When we put this and this together, it excluded that shape. Now, there's so many reasons why you would want to use these things, but you can see the simple one right here is this. Knocking it out, and now I have this. I'm going to show you later how we can use this same idea for a t-shirt design that you might not have thought about. So I'm going to go really deep on this, kind of combining all of these things for a t-shirt design later in the video. But let me go over a couple more things. Pen tool right here, it's already here. Why would you use the pen tool? Well, you can draw things with the pen tool, right? You can just go like this and draw, and you have these Bezier curves, which is really cool. Now this doesn't look like anything, but look, I just made a path here with that right there. I can hit enter and stop the path. Whoops. I have to connect it, there we go, and hit enter and stop the path, there you go, and I can fill it. Isn't that cool? And you can still double click on it and move these things around. So really cool that you can draw now with the pen tool. Really neat. I'm going to show you how to use that too in t-shirt design. And of course you can do two paths. Like if you did this path and this path, you can also use the shape builder for paths. So you can do that. How would you use the pen tool? So I'm going to show you three really simple ways that you can use the pen tool. Well, two really simple and one a little more elaborate. So the pen tool, you could do this, right? You could make your own pulse. You know those ones, so I wouldn't do the color, I would do the border, and look at that. And there you go. I hit enter to end it. And I can still copy this, hold down option and drag, and then put my picture here, and look at that. I made my own pulse if you can't find one in there. So you could do other things like that, and you could draw any shape you want in here, any object. So that's a real simple one that you can use the pen tool for. What else can you use the pen tool for? So I can make a lightning bolt that maybe isn't there. I can do a 3-thing lightning bolt, right? Look at that, super fast. And I can change it, and if I want it, change this, I'm gonna pick this move button, click on it. I can change the color of this, so let's say I want this to be yellow instead. I can, and then I don't need a border, and I can double click on this and kind of play around with it. Look at that, super easy to do your own lightning bolt. All right, here's another one that I think is a little more complex, but I think can be done with the pen tool, and I'm glad that we have the pen tool. So I'm gonna go and do something really tough. I'm gonna do a headline here. This is text, and I'm gonna try and draw a swoosh. So I'm gonna need like a brush font or a script font. I'm gonna use, let me see, a good one. This one, right? So let's say I want it to say tigers. Now, that's cool and everything, but I want it to have like this swoosh like you see on things. I'm gonna kind of copy it, and there is some swoosh kind of element you see on here. If I come in here and sorry, and look at some of these things, we do have this S down here, which is kind of neat. Where is it? I know I saw it. Maybe I gotta move myself. No. Oh, actually there is no S. Wow, okay. So maybe this one doesn't have it, but I'm gonna add it with the pen tool. Okay, so let me move me back here. Now, this is gonna be really quick, but you can do this better. I'm gonna zoom in, and I'm gonna start right here with the pen tool. I'm gonna come in here, come around like this, and come around like this, and maybe I'll just zoom back out, and I'm gonna hold down Option and then do this just so it doesn't have that Bezier curve on the one side. I'm gonna hold down Option and click and do this and this and come around. Now it doesn't look great right now, but guess what? You can edit this later. So I'm gonna come in here with this right here. Make sure we move to the Move tool, double click, and I can move this and make it whatever I want. I'm getting rid of that. Look at this. Now I can come in here and make this look like a swoosh. Now it doesn't look that great. Oh, and get rid of the border and add the color. Huh? You get the idea here? This is kind of neat, right? Can do this. Now you may want to get a swoosh and kind of trace it over. I'm just eyeballing it, and it looks kind of funky, but you get the idea. I could get on here, draw this just a little bit better, and see how this turns out. I mean, not the best, but you get the idea. If I took a little bit longer and drew this out, I could have these swooshes with the pen tool and make it really cool, right? Anyway, that's another way to use the pen tool. I also want to show you some of the new shapes. So I'm going to come in here in Elements and go into Show All Shapes, and just to see the breadth of how many shapes there are. Hey, this one's kind of cool. Guess what? I can double click on it and move these lines and make it different. See that? It's all vector now. But if we scroll down, and like it scrolls forever. Look at all these shapes that we have. It keeps going. I keep scrolling. Look at that. Arrows, colorful objects, just shapes, like random shapes and everything. So have fun with these. Lot of new shapes that are being used here. All right, so I promised you that how to use some of these things for a t-shirt. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways that I think can be really fun for a t-shirt design. So first one is I'm going to do some text thing again. So I'm going to come in here, add a headline, make this bigger. And I'm going to do, instead of Roboto, I'll do this University. And I'm going to just do something simple like this. Now, I'm going to do out and do like this. And then I'm going to do doors and do like this. Now, what if I could take this and knock out a tree from this right here? Now, this isn't vector, and I can't double click on it to make it a vector, but guess what? I can click these. Actually, I can click this one, and I can hit share, and I can hit download project, and I can do SVG, and I can hit remove background, and I'm gonna download this as an SVG, but then bring it back in so that it is a vector. So I'm gonna go to my downloads and bring it in. I'll show you right now. So here's my download, that SVG. I'm just gonna drag it in like this, and it should populate, right? So it did all of it. I'm gonna remove the text and put this in here like this, and then I'm gonna double click and double click. Look, it is a vector. So now I can make some changes and use the shape blend tool. So first thing I'm gonna do is take my rectangle or square and put it over here like this, because I wanna just fill in the space, right? So I'm gonna click on this and that, and then do union. Boom, I blacked it out. Next thing I'm gonna do is look for a palm tree or a pine tree. And look at that, so many of them. I'm just gonna pick this one right here. Guess what? This is a vector too. So I can come in here and put it up like this and kind of fill that space, right? And I can click both of these, and now I can subtract. Look at that, it knocked it out. So this is really cool. I can use shapes for my letters to kind of fill it in. So it doesn't have to be a tree. It could be anything, a building. It could be a shape of a rooster or whatever you want, like an animal. Could be really cool. So get creative with this. I think this is a cool way to make your design stand out, is to have letters with knocked out shapes in them. All right, so I want to show you another thing that you can do with all these vectors and the shape builder and all of that. So here's one that I tried out today and it turned out pretty cool. So I'm going to share with you how to do it. So go to Elements. I'm going to go and find Retro Sunset. So it's under Illustrations and Ocean Beach Retro Sun. I'm going to show all. And I'm just going to pick one of these. So this one right here, which is really cool. So this is also a vector. So I'm going to click on these. Let's say I don't want this bottom. Great, I can take it out. I can take this one out too. Boom, isn't that cool? Next thing I'm going to do is find a surfer. So I'm going to go into Elements and do surfer. Boom. So I want one that's a vector, but more of a silhouette. And they have them here. So I'm going to do this guy right here. Now, before this, you had to put this here and then remove this in Photo P, but not anymore. I can put this here and remove it from with the shape builder, because I have these and then I have subtract. But one thing's going to happen is all these are going to change to the same color. So I'm going to show you a hack for this. So I'm going to move this and make it smaller like that. And then I'm going to move this one on the side just so that we have the colors. And I'm going to change this and do subtract. So what it's going to do is it's going to change it all to one color. But because we can change the vectors, I'm going to also change the colors. So I'm going to copy this 5 times, since there's 5 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got this and one more here, there, like that. And I'm going to erase the ones that I don't need. So I can come in here and pick all of these right here and just hit delete. So that's the top one. I'm going to do the same and remove the top one, but keep the second one. And you're kind of figuring out like what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to change the color on each of these, but then put these back together so that I still have the same colors that I had before. And because we kept the other one with the colors, we still have those colors right there, so I can just put them together. So there are all 5. Now the first color was this yellow, so I'm going to come in here and it still has that right there. This one was this next color right there. This one was more like, was it this one? Yeah. And then this is more of the red one. Maybe this darker one. Yeah. Let's make this black so that we can see what we're doing here. And let's just put these together. We're kind of eyeballing it, but you know, we can kind of put it together like this. Isn't that cool? Now we have it all knocked out on here. Now you can do this with multiple shapes. I could have put palm trees in here and all of that, but look how that does it. In Kittle, it's all a vector, and you can move things around and you can change these things like that. So that's how you can use these new features. You can knock out things, you can move things around, you can change text to vectors and put stuff over it. Like, the possibilities are endless. I'm so glad that they have the pen tool now, the shape builder, the rounded corners, and this shape, what do we call these again? Shape builder, yeah. And all these features, union, subtract, intersect, and exclude intersection. So hopefully I covered everything that's new. Vector editing path, so you can come in here and you can change this, right? Like if this nose was wrong and you saw that it was wrong, I can come in here and make the nose better. Sometimes the surfboard's not great. Maybe you want it to be straight here. You could do that and all of this. So you can come in here and kind of customize the way that you want it to be. Maybe you need more leaves on your tree, you can do that too. So super, super powerful. I think we're going to learn more and more techniques on how to use these. These are just some simple ones that I think you can use right away for your t-shirt designs. So there you go. That was Kittle's new features with the shape builder. I think it's really cool with the vector tools and everything. You can create anything that you want to do. More creativity, and then you can also knock things out, so you don't have to go in to Photo P or someplace else to kind of knock that thing out. You can knock it out yourself with some of these shape builder stuff. So let me know in the comments if you like these and how you're going to use it. Thanks again for watching. If you want to see other Kiddo videos, I have a whole playlist right here of all the Kiddo stuff. And if you haven't tried Kiddo yet, I'll put a link in the description to Kiddo so that you can try it out. Thanks again for watching. And as always, guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.